Warframe continues to slash, dash, and shoot its way through 2022, with many dedicated players logging in each day to farm resources, unlock Warframes, and engage in events. Warframe is very much alive and shows no signs of stopping thanks to the veritable array of characters that developers keep releasing for action-hungry gamers. To better showcase the best Warframes in 2022 and to shine a light on some of the best Warframes that players may not know about, the following list has been updated: Top 5 Warframes. Please don't forget to like the video. First on the list is Nidus. Prime is one of the most loved Warframes in the game and units a great skill set with a fun-to-play play style as well as a cool theme. Because Nidus is a great Warframe and his skill set makes him a great choice for every mission type. He also shines in almost every role and can be super tanky, a great damage dealer or bring good crowd control. He can even be put to work as a buffer for his allies and increase the damage output of your main damage dealer by a lot. He is also one of only 2 Warframes who doesn't use shields. Inaros is the second one, and therefore allows to abuse the power of some mods that are normally weaker. So while he certainly has some disadvantages, playing him feels very nice and well-rounded. He also has the passive Undying ability, which will prevent his death if he has 15 mutation stacks at the moment of receiving fatal damage. Number 2. After her release, Saren Prime quickly became one of the most loved damage dealer in the game. Even though she spreads a lot of toxicity around, her unique skill set makes sure that everyone enjoys playing her or with her. She deals a great amount of damage, can kill entire rooms full of high-level enemies and is able to sustain herself while doing so, as long as you choose the right build. She seems to be easy to build, but if you want to compete with her in higher-level missions, ESO, sorties, endurance runs, etc., you probably need to think about your priorities and the best way to find the compromise you need. Number 3. Cora the Huntress stalks her prey with her familiar, as they provide offensive support for her squad. Through her livewire, Cora can release a barrage of attacks, be it through her claws, whiplash, and sheer steel-on-steel action. Unlike other Warframes, Cora has a companion, Venari, complete with her own special traits and stances that affect her combat performance. In battle, Cora has access to attacks that capitalize on various range options. Her Whipclaw, S1, is an extremely potent long-ranged attack. Ensnare, S2, can stun enemies, leaving them wide open for fierce combos. Meanwhile, Venari, S3, orders the companion to focus on a foe or get revived instantly. Lastly, Strangeldun ult creates an ensnaring drone that strangles and damages enemies. Number 4. Baruch is described as a pacifistic monk and someone who tries to evade conflict by all means. That said, he still kicks ass and brings a good amount of damage and killing to a group. He is also fun to play, so getting your hands on his blueprints and crafting him will give you lots of hours filled with enjoyment. Most players criticize the fact that his abilities aren't really new and other Warframes can do what he does, but better. That said, Baruch is super fun to play, feels unique enough to justify the grind, or buying him with platinum, and he can also fairly easy clear whole maps without any trouble. Number 5. Zaku is sometimes quite overlooked but contains many secrets that more players should know about. Zaku is an underrated frame that often gets overshadowed by the others. In Warframe, every character is unique, and each at least fills a niche role in the game. The Zaku frame is neither a he nor she. It is a frame assembled by the fallen frames of Gaze, Accuse, and Deny. After a buff a few months ago, Zaku is now one of the better frames to use in the game. The frame was assembled by those lost in the Void, so it makes sense that it would wield the power of the Void. Players will have the choice of 6 separate abilities when using the new frame. Zaku's passive ability reduces the damage sustained by AoE attacks by 25% and has a chance to block incoming weapon damage. It is not clear what the frame's exact parry percentage is, but it is at least a few percent. The frame's passive is not the best in the game, but it provides a couple of small benefits to help players survive in Warframe. AoE damage reduction can be very useful when fighting enemies that primarily deal that type of damage. The frame's second ability is definitely the most enjoyable of the 4 to use. Any enemies within the AoE will be disarmed and Zaku will wield them to inflict void damage on foes. There is a limit on the number of weapons can be stolen, but Zaku can disarm 10 or more enemies at once. Each weapon will deal damage to the enemy it was taken from based on the level of the enemy. Zaku is a great choice in any type of mission because the frame technically has 6 different attacks to choose from. The most deadly combination is Accuse and Grasp of Lock, which is particularly useful in defensive games. Zaku can control a dozen NPCs and the remaining enemies are disarmed by the Grasp. Another effective combination is Gaze or Deny and Zada's Whisper. Using the synergy will disable high-level enemies and deal a large amount of void damage in addition to weapon damage. Zaku can be played in a number of ways, and any of the 3 AoE attacks will be effective when combined with another ability.